Welcome back, everybody. Hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Now, I just wanted to say I miss the good old days.
The people playing them are almost entirely boys, teenagers, and a few adult males. One of the big breakthroughs in broadening the gaming demographic to women and girls was Pac-Man. Toru Iwatani, the creator, intended the game to attract women to arcades, and it was successful, spurning the sequel Miss Pac-Man. If the game industry only appealed to one gender, they're missing out on 50% of the population and money they could be making. A study done in 1982 found the percentage of male to female gamers was 80% male and 20% female, roughly. As the years went on, higher percentages of women played video games. Recently, a statistic has been circling the web claiming women make up around or more than half of the gaming population.
All of you are probably wondering why I say that. Honestly, take a look what's happening in Marvel Spider-Man 2 and The Last of Us Part 2. I'm certain some of you have heard the woke, what happened to it.
In the second game, what people are so attached to is that relationship between Joel and Ellie. So as we fast forward a few years for this sequel, all of the trailers, all of the discussion points, all of the things that are being pushed are about this relationship between Joel and Ellie. You're supposed to go on another adventure together somehow. We're not quite sure how. Well, a few months before this game actually comes out, it gets revealed that only an hour or two into this game, Joel, the main character in the first game, gets brutally murdered by a woman named Abby, a woman who is very muscular, big Papa Pump memes all over the place. This character that was rejected by everybody, this character Abby murders Joel.
Honestly, every time I look at these reviews from the Actman, from Mudahar, even Optimus, it made me feel like I want to just replay the old games. If you guys read the title, yes, I would say, actually I wanted to name it Returning to the Old Games, or perhaps I could just name it Old Games versus New Games.
But if a 12-year-old child has a "Don't Tread on Me" flag on his backpack in school, and we can't have that because, it has something to do with slavery, man. It comes back to slavery. Oh, wait, it doesn't actually come really back to slavery, and it comes back to American principles and ideals against the British when we were colonies? Oh, well, alt-right people are using it, man. The alt-right is hijacking that symbol. That's what people were constantly saying. The symbols can be hijacked. Look at the swastika, man. It was a peace symbol before, and then the Nazis took it. Yeah, they also killed fucking 7 million people and started the biggest world war of all time. Is this 12-year-old kid killing or hurting anybody, you fucking idiot? Like, people have such little critical capabilities now when it comes to their thinking. They can't think. People cannot process this kind of information. I'm confident. And it's examples just like this that prove why the average American is so fucking stupid. Because the people who teach them are so cowardice, have such fucking little backbone, and are so willfully ignorant to the problems in this country that they just allow them to go on, and then they raise and they fucking condition children to fall in line. That's really why I think all this controversy around the Gadsden flag is suddenly popping up. I think, symbols of individualism and personal liberty.
Let me tell you my first time. I first played the game, my first entry into video games, it was House of the Dead. Oh, and apologies for the fireworks, somebody is celebrating. Now, I played that game was actually during, I was like, preschool? And it was on my dad's office computer, which I don't know how he got that game. I don't know if there were discs, because they were using mostly set or perhaps, what's those things they insert the drive? I don't know, but discs weren't prevalent during my childhood years. And after I started House of the Dead, I started with Super Mario Bros. Oh, my family believed that I was a master on that game. I still remember the good old days. And for a lot of years, gaming was considered to be an escape. Well, yes, there were times they were blamed for mass shooting or anything, which sometimes is more of an escape. And then that is when the woke culture begins.
And Ryan is a classic example of never backing down, because Ryan's channel had 2 strikes from Naughty Dog simply for calling out what they were doing. Now, we had a copyright strike on Geeks and Gamers. We also had one on our gaming channel thanks to Ryan, so technically he had 3, so he did hit the hat trick on that. And the criticisms was so bad that they went after everything and everyone. I lost my original Twitter account due to a Scott Steiner meme. Naughty Dog copyright struck my Twitter account over a DMCA claim, over a meme. That just shows you how insecure these people are about the things that they're creating, and they continue to market in a way that goes after the fans in terms of, we know what you want, and we're going to pretend that we're going to give you what you want, but then we're going to subvert your expectations. It just continues. It's an endless cycle of nonsense with these companies.
The way that the media acted, their reaction was to say anyone that criticizes this is a bigot. You must be a racist. You must be a homophobe. All of these things, the same things we hear over and over and over again. That was their reaction instead of legitimately listening to what the fans were saying.
At first, it didn't touch on video games. It's mostly started with the Hollywood and then TV shows. You guys see what happened with Star Wars. I'm certain some of you have seen Star Wars right now. Has gone completely woke. Disney is probably losing a lot of money. Back in the old days, movies were pretty much neutral, well, mostly when it comes to historical accuracy or anything, but some that are depict on history, they were received pretty good. There was no woke, no interruption from politics or anything. That is when the 21st century came in and, well, everything went downhill. I mean, sure, you can have COVID as another factor, but there are many things that are now realistically that Hollywood is now being, or perhaps woke is being blamed for it. But
they want to have those games that are going to have a built-in fan base that will be successful. That way they can go, look at this game. It has representation and diversity, and it's doing all of these sales. And it's like, that's not why the sales are happening, but they try to hijack that momentum. But ultimately, what we have seen time and time and time again is a wise man once said, a wise man that got 75 million votes just a few months ago said, everything woke turns to shit.
Everything woke turns to shit.
Everything that goes into this realm ultimately suffers. Now, some things have a built-in fan base, and it's not going to have an immediate impact on that, but you start to see things just slowly decline.
It's not like overnight one woke decision is going to kill a lot of these major companies. But it's a culture, and you're slowly driving people away. And as people discover our YouTube channels, or they discover...
Sometimes I don't care about that. I just want to be entertained. And I want to play games. I want to watch movies. I know some of my audience want to do the same thing. However, nowadays, my interests on movies are now gone. Well, besides the boycott or perhaps even the woke agendas, it made me realize I have to replay the old games to remember the good old days and to get away from this new stuff. And even if Marvel Spider-Man 2 has a PC port, I mean, should I even buy it? I don't know, guys. It's just that at this current age, I mean, it's all about political ideology, and now that woke is now entering the video game industry, if you guys seen what happened with Marvel Spider-Man 2, The Last of Us, look, every gamer wants to they just want to play games. They don't want to know these politics. I mean, I know some of my viewers, they just want to get away from the political agenda. We just want to escape. Yeah, we just want to escape the reality of real world. And that's why video games is a form of escapism. They don't want to deal with the real world. Which is why, another thing I should point out, that if you guys saw many old games such as Kingdom Hearts, Medal of Honor 1999, or perhaps even Call of Duty The Big Red 1, that is because I'm replaying the old games. There will be a few new, like for example Resident Evil 4 Remake, which I'm gonna have to finish that game first, Back 4 Blood. Like I said, we just want to play the game. We don't want any of these political agendas. That's just the world we live in. The only thing we can do now is replay the old game that doesn't get covered by woke or anything. Just wanted to make that happen. Honestly, I don't know when this whole thing is going to end. Probably is not. There is a producer from Resident Evil 5 says, can't please anyone. I mean, you're just trying to entertain. Some people are offended by that. And like I said, you can't please anybody. It's just the way it is. What we learn is that video game must not be touched by political agendas, okay? It's not worth it. I just pray to God that Capcom doesn't get into this. So far, it doesn't happen, which I don't know anything about Capcom going woke or anything. Let's hope it doesn't. Hope you guys enjoy this. Relevant content is in the description down below, and there's also my past video up here. You can revisit that. And also, check out my second channel if you guys want to see gameplay or long gameplay let's play.
Well, I figured it out when Shaggy showed us that receipt from the bookbinders. Peabody, being responsible for book restorations, didn't want anyone to find out that he had a fake Tome of Doom made, while he kept the real one for himself.
And I would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for you meddling kids and your pesky dog.
But why would he do such a thing? And why did he rip pages out of the real Tome of Doom?
That I don't know. Yet.
Well, perhaps I could hire Mystery Inc. to find out about those missing pages.
That would be great, Mr. Dinsdale. But we have another assignment to take care of first. At the Milton Brothers Movie Studio.
Meanwhile, I could look the Tome of Doom over and try and find out why Peabody tried to steal it.
Very well. As long as you don't bring it back late.